All right, so let's get started. We're going to be talking about SEO and how we're going to be talking about SEO and how search engine optimization has changed thanks to ChatGPT and all the other AI crawlers, and how you should continuously optimize your website as you go. This presentation will be about 40 minutes and you can watch it later because I'll have it, it's already recorded. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. My name is Miriam Golubgir and I'm the founder and chief amazement officer of Digital Marketing Experts. My background blends creativity and technical expertise. I'm more on the technical side of everything. So feel free to ask questions about everything. All right. So search has changed completely. In the past, we would be able to add in ton of keywords and optimize every single page so you come up for those specific keywords that are related to your business and services. Well, they don't rank pages like that anymore. There's a lot of AI tools out there like ChatGPT and Kimi and all these other ones. And what they've changed in the way the search allows you to come up now is your website needs to have a structure. You have to create an authority in the content that you present. You know the content very well and you're an expert at it. You want to have a clear, like an entity clarity of what it is that you're trying to sell. And create semantic relationships between the different services that you're trying to build so that AI can pick you up. And the perfect example of that is the old SEO, as I said, we used to stuff keywords in there. We have really bare minimum blog post titles and very small blogs. And then we would backlink to all the other websites that are out there. Well, we don't do that anymore. What we're going to do is because of the AI world, we're going to create topic authority, which means that you are the authority in the topic related to landscaping. You know what landscaping is, so you want to talk about that. You want to structure your content. And I'm going to go back to landscaping. If you have a section that talks about creating interlock or having flower beds, you want to make sure that you have created that content, put a topic on it. What's the topic? Make it into a question. So you're answering that question. The reason you want to do that is because people ask questions and AI pulls that information and you'll be the first one they'll pull because you answered that question. Okay. You want to create relationship between different content that you're creating. And make it machine readable. And that is the question piece that I'm talking about. So let's say if someone's asking what's the best ratio of flower to trees on my landscaping? Again, I'm going back to that. Well, you can say we can have 2 trees and 5 bushes and a couple of flowers for a house that is of this size. And then for a house that is smaller, you can do this. What you've done is if someone asks that question, you are now an expert and then you can answer it. You are creating information for AI because if you look at your Google Analytics, you'll notice that you're going to get some traffic from Facebook, some traffic from Instagram, but then you'll see ChatGPT because the ChatGPT is now picking businesses and providing the link for others to click and go to it. So how do I create a website that AIs can read? Well, number one, you want to make sure that you have the right headings. Headings are the big, massive wording that you put on top. And there's different headings that describe different parts of your businesses. So you want to have a heading hierarchy. What's the top one? What's a priority number 1? What's a priority number 2? What's a priority number 3? And put them in a structure. Content depth is important. Don't just write or copy what AI has given you. You write it up, send it through AI to fix it grammatically or to give it a bit more depth. But you should be the one that writes it. Internal linking is important. So let's say you have a page. I'm going to go back to landscaping. You have a page for interlocking. You have another page for, flower beds. You have another page for pool design. You want to have a pattern of link. So what does that mean? It means you want to think it through. Where are they going to come first? Are they going to come through the pool section? Okay, so what do I want them to go see next? Do I want them to see the interlock around the pool and then maybe the flower bed? So plan that pattern so you can send them and create that user journey for them on your website. There's another piece called schema markup. So schema markup is basically a code that we put in on the back end that tells search engines, I have this question with an answer on this part of my website, come and pick it up. Most web development sites that you use, whether you're using Wix, Square, WordPress, Shopify, they have schema markup set up in the back. All you have to do is to connect to it or add in a plugin that allows you to update that or fill it in with the right information. Consistency in your messaging is so important. You don't want to confuse your users. If you're talking about landscaping, don't veer off and talk about decks. If it's a secondary service that you want to offer, that's a different, you can set it as a secondary service, but make sure that your messaging to your customers are consistent, clear, to the point, with the exact same thing you want them to do. If you want them to click and call you, say, call me with a phone number so they can call you. Make sure it's okay to put keywords that are related to your business. And you want to do that. It's so important to do that, but you want to make sure that the keywords are related to the messaging that you're trying to sell. All right, so let's talk about entity-based SEO. So entities are real world concepts. So let's say, what does that mean? Entity is the service that you offer. So if you're a roofing business, AI connects with you based on roofing, commercial roofing, flat roof repairs. And if you're in Toronto, you're in Toronto. If you're a contractor, you're a contractor. So if that's what you're offering, you want to have that sort of information clearly planned out and structured on your website. We're going to go back to landscaping. If you're doing, bedding and you do, winter cleanup and you do summer cleanup and then you do fall cleanup, that has to do with landscaping. You want to put them in the right way on your website on, for example, different pages. So if you are advertising for winter, you're sending people to the winter page. Don't put everything on the home page. Send them in different pages. So it's structured and it's clear to search engines where they're going to find you. If you bury a little bit of information about your snow removal services in between your homepage, that ain't going to work, because the search engines might find you, but the one person that has a whole page dedicated to their snow removal, even if they're not 100% within the vicinity of where you are, they'll get better authority than you do. So you want to make sure that's taken care of. On your website, there's 3 types of headings. There's one that's called head H1, and that's the top one. Then there's one that's below it, that's H2. And then there's another one called H3, which is much smaller, and it goes usually at the bottom. You want to make sure that you have the headings set up on all of your, as I said, prioritize. What's my number one thing I want to sell? My landscaping as a whole, that's my heading 1. My interlocking is my secondary service I want to sell, that's heading 2. My flower beds is the 3rd one, I want to do heading 3 for that one. Write short paragraphs. Do not give them an entire breakdown of every single thing you thought through. Make sure that paragraph talks about the service that you're offering. You want to bullet the points to create clarity. And if you notice with, if you do any sort of a content on AI, there's always a bullet point. That's fine. You can take that, but make sure if you're using it off of AI that you read that bullet point and it matches the services you want to offer. Add in a frequently asked section and make sure it's the number one thing you do. The frequently asked section is what AI will pick up. And AI favors scannable structure over everything else. Yep, that's totally understandable. I saw your message. I just saw your chat message. Okay, schema markups. I'm going to send you this presentation. I'm going to email it to you so you have it with the recording. And if you leave, I'm going to continue the recording so you have this as well. Schema markups. Again, if you're using any sort of a web development site to build your website, you can have that set up on the back end. But on the front end, make sure you have your organization schema, your product, your frequently asked question, and review set up. All of this, when you go into the back end, all you have to do is pick which one you're trying to pick. And the system, every system that you use, whether it's Wix or Square or WordPress, they have that capability and feature. Okay, link pages together, build multiple pages. And I think it's so important that we create pages that describe our services. If you've done any work and you want to showcase any case study, do it. You want any supporting blogs, put that blog out there. You want to create multiple pages, go ahead and do it. Make sure they're all connected with each other. All you have to do inside the text of the next page, let's say if you have a section for services or you're talking about services, remember to link to your service page and link it to that page, the content of that page that you're on. And that internal linking is so important and it helps your business grow tremendously. We have this thing called EEAT, which means experience, expertise, authorities, and trust. Everything I'm talking about, if you add it to your website, everything I'm about to tell you, it will make you jump multiple points on your SEO. If you have real team members that work with you, put them in there. Connect with them online, put them on your website. If you have credentials, put your credentials in there. If you have case studies of work that you've done, put that in there. If you have good reviews on Google, pull that Google review and put it on your website. If you don't know how to do it, give me a call and I can tell you how to do it. Clear contact information. How are they going to contact you? What do you want them to do? Call you, email you, show up to your door. Flat out tell them what you want to do. And if they call you, record it. I got 5 calls today. I got 3 calls yesterday. I got 2 calls last week. Because you want to see everything that you're doing on your website. How is this improving your work and growth? Okay, AI summary optimization. So AI loves answering questions directly. So as I said, make sure you use clear definitions of everything you talk about. Add concise explanation to everything. Do not add any fluff and create a question, answer it. And sometimes if you even want to do it on a video format, go for it. Add the video in there with a caption, okay? And that's a big one because videos are actually really good for SEO as well. But answer questions. Questions are really important. Your website's core is so important. You want to make sure that it's optimized for mobile, which means I'm going to look at your website from my mobile device before I look at it from my desktop, because we're all attached to our mobile devices. Make sure your codes are clean. If you're using a third-party site like Wix and Square, their codes are clean. That's perfectly fine. Don't fuss over that. Make sure that you have the fastest hosting so your site comes up fast. Slower you are, lower your ranking is going to be, because right now everybody wants to get stuff done within 0.0005 seconds. So you got to be within that range. Let's go to the next one because I want to make sure you get all of these and have time to ask questions before you leave. Okay. AI SEO frames around your authority cluster, which means how much information you're providing based on your knowledge that is accurate to yours and not copied off of AI. Okay. You need to tell them what's the entity clarity. What was the entity? Whatever service you provide, if you're a landscaper contractor and you're in Toronto, that's your entity. That's what represents you. Schema structure is also important because on the back end, Google and all the other bots need to be able to pick it up. And that again, if you have to spend a couple of extra dollars on the back end of your website, do that. That helps you come up organically. It saves you dollars on advertising. Internal linking. If you have a home page, and you want to push the service page, put a link to the service page. And then you have a service page, go onto the service page and put a link to your frequently asked question page so they can go back and forth. And performance optimization is making sure your site works well. You're mobile friendly, make sure you have all of the information done properly and you're ranking and there's no issues with any links on your website, that they're all working fine. All right. what's the first thing we're going to do? You're going to go audit your website. You're going to go look up SEM Rush. Okay? SEMRUSH. You're going to get the free account. Do not pay for it. It's expensive. You're going to put your company website and you're going to audit it. Then you're going to look at it and see, okay, what needs to be restructured? Do I need to put my information on my priority information on the homepage? Do I need to change the way I laid out every bit of the information? Then I'm going to create multiple pages. One will be for my services. One will be for my contacts. And one will be for my blogs. And then I'm going to optimize all the links, make sure all the inside links, they're all done properly to each other. Add the schema, and then I'm going to monitor my AI visibility. What does that mean? I'm going to put my information. Let's say I asked the question on my website. I'm going to put that, and I'm going to see if I could come up on AI. Or I'm going to ask my friends, hey, can you see if I come up for AI? On SEM Rush, you can also look at the AI visibility. I don't know if it's a added feature and not available for the free version, but I would highly recommend you looking into it. All right, you want to unmute and ask any questions that you might have? Or you're good?
Hey, Miriam, give me a sec. I gotta close my door here.
Yeah, go ahead and ask. Hi, Tom. I see that you just joined. We went through the slides, but I'm going to send you the slides again and the recording, so you can go ahead and take a look. But if you have any questions to do with SEO, and I'll go over some of them with you quickly after Joseph's questions. Go for it, Joseph.
Oh, what's up? We got another person. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. In general, Miriam, I'm not sure if you are the one who's doing all of these presentations.
I am.
Okay, so I just wanted to provide some feedback, which was I can only really make the 12 o'clock ones. I know a lot of them are at like 10.
Yeah.
So if they were at 12, then I could make more. So just some piece of information there. With regards to the other things, I know my website needs an upgrade, no question about it. Again, I'm currently using a platform that is dirt cheap. I'm paying $25 for the domain, and basically that's it. It's
Yeah.
Canva. I pay $150 a year for Canva. So, and I'm not making enough money to expand to another web design product or service. So I will likely remain there for the next year. I'm projecting this year to be a big year. So if I can make some good profit, then I will likely upgrade the website. The other comment I have is with regards to everything you've said. I mean, the schema, the internal linking, I noticed that it's one of the themes you're talking about is to have multiple pages on the website, which I don't have. I just have one kind of page that in which you scroll down. So when I upgrade, likely I'll need to have the other pages and have a little bit more content on the pages to activate the AI in the search. I do like this back end, these plugins that you're talking about, where when somebody asks a question on Google or into AI, I'm essentially programming my website. I'm programming the internet to understand that when somebody asks those questions on AI, they connect the answer to those questions on my website because I have that question in on the back end, and I really like that. So I'm going to see if I can use. There's a plugin on Canva for that.
Yeah, so on Canva, you can make multiple pages and just connect them. So don't worry, like all you got to do is build the page on Canva, and then on the top navigation, change the link to from that page to go be on the top. So you can create as many as you want on Canva. That's not a problem. Even with Canva, your schema is set up on the back end. All you have to do is because even Canva has an AI piece into it right now and say, generate the schema for my whatever page, and it will create it for you. So there's a lot of, so one thing about Canva is that you do know that you can get a rep at Canva, right?
What's a rep?
A representative at Canva to help you out.
Oh, yeah, but that costs money, right?
No, 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 no,
Oh,
no,
okay.
no, no,
But
no.
to
Go to
build a
the
website,
to build the website is different, but if you have quick questions, there's a help
right,
section, there's a
right,
chat
right,
bot, and there's an actual person that can connect with you on that. And that's for
right,
free.
right, right.
Everybody offers it.
Yeah, yeah. And those pages you're talking about, yes, you're right. You can add pages
Yes,
on to the Canva website, but it's not this pretty kind of top heading with all these. It's not. It's just like a little mini tab at the front, at the top right.
exactly.
So it's not very visually appeasing.
No,
Um,
but it's fine. We don't care if it's visually appeasing right now. We want to come up so we can build
right.
leads.
We're programming the leads through AI.
Exactly. So just make sure one of the pages that I want you to do, just one page, is your frequently asked page. Frequently asked question page should be that one page you create because AI will pick that up faster than anything else.
Frequently asked questions about.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So
make sure you,
are you saying just create a page that has with a question at the top and then my answer to the question and then AI will pick that up?
yes.
Okay.
So make sure you have at least 10 to 20 questions and answers. Okay.
Okay.
So this could be, and make your questions, what's an affordable real landscaping company in Scarborough? What's a landscaping company in Georgina, or get nitty gritty. What do I do if the sand between my interlocks come off? Because
Right.
then that
Right.
whatever service you provide, create
Hmm.
an FAQ around that.
That's interesting. I like that.
Okay,
I think that's something easy for me to do. It's not going to look good, but it'll activate the AI. So I think that's what we want. Okay.
exactly.
Thank you, Miriam. I know
You're more than
you've got
welcome.
Tom here, and
Yeah, I'm gonna see.
I've got to
So
go too. So
yeah, go for it. Have a great day, Joseph. Tom, I went through the presentation, so I'm gonna go over it fast for you again. You're more than welcome to unmute, not unplug, unmute and go through it with me and ask any questions that you might have. So basically, this presentation it has to do with how search has changed, and we are now optimizing for AIs to pick your website faster. Now, there's a few things that we wanted to make sure that your website needs to always have, which is a proper structure, that you are the authority in content that you're creating, you know, clarify what entity your business falls under, and create semantic relationships between pieces of your website to have search engines come back to you faster. And in the old way, we used to stuff keywords, create really light posts, blog posts, and then obsess over creating, backlinks to different sites. We're not going to do that anymore. We're going to make sure that you're a topic authority and you're going to, write your own stuff. And if you want to use AI to update some information, go ahead and do that. But for the most part, we want to make sure that the structured content, that you're authority in that content that you're talking about. You want to structure the content on your website. What's more important? What's the priority? What's the second priority and the third? And what questions you're answering? And if you notice, I was telling Joseph before he left that frequently asked questions is important because AI always looks to answer questions people have. So if you are answering questions that people have, you end up coming up higher. And then the other piece that I put in, and this is how AI reads your website, is you want to make sure you have all of your headings done properly. What's your number one heading? And that top one will be what you're representing as a business. And then your second heading would be the services that you like to provide. And then third heading is based on the priority of your business. Provide content that has depth and meaning into it. Don't just, pepper in a little bit of a content here and there. Provide information about services that you're offering in a little bit of a, more of a detail. And internally link different pages of your website. Schema markups are basically a code that we put in on the back end and tells search engines, hey, come and pick up this information And it's exactly what question and answer that people are looking for. If you're using any platform, that information is easy to get on the back end. And then make sure that your messaging is consistent, and that's super important. Now, I also wanted to let you know that having clear H1, that's the heading one, H2, that's the second heading, and then H3 structure on your website is super important. Short paragraphs are also very important. Bullet clarity. If you notice with AI, when you get them to produce any sort of a content for you, there's always a bullet point. Make sure there's you create that as well. And again, frequently asked questions. Create 10 questions for your business so that they can grow. Link your pages, link your support blogs, your service pages, your case studies, and make sure that they can people can go to them and build a pattern around all of them. And make sure the back end of your website has all the right core web vitals that are required. Make sure your website is mobile optimized first, because 90% of us use our phone to get to you first. And then make sure your codes are clean. Again, if you're using a third-party site like WordPress and Shopify and Magenta, the codes are always clean. Don't add in anything additional. Let it be that clean code they have, and use a fast hosting service. Most companies that you work with, they have different packages, and you can get something that is fast. So what I would recommend to do is to kind of audit your website. You can use SEMrush, SEMrush. I'm going to put it in the chat for you. And use the free account, audit your website. Based on that audit, restructure what are the priorities and the money makers on your site. Create pillar pages. What's the service page going to look like? Frequently asked question page is going to look like. Your blog pages are going to make sure you have a lot of good website pages. And then optimize your internal links. Make sure your website link to the contact us page is on your service page, and your service page link is on your blog page, so everything is linking to each other. Again, add the schemas. That's important. It always needs to sit in the back end, and you can totally do that. And monitor any AI visibility that you would need to, especially for your frequently asked question. It's so important to add that in there as well. Did you have any questions? Because that was a lot summarized. And again, I'm going to be sending you this presentation so you can go over it again.
Do you ever put the FAQs on the main page of the website?
You should. It's okay to put it in there. Yeah, 100%. It's good to have its own page as well. So what you can do is you can prioritize and say, I have my top 5 questions that everybody asks. I'm going to put it on my homepage, but I'm also going to have an FAQ page with like 30 questions. And that would be the non-so priority ones.
Okay. I know a little bit about this, but I'm just getting started. But I've heard good things about you from Doug Leach. So thank you for all these courses.
Oh, you're more than welcome. Yeah, Doug is a good friend. He's a wonderful person. Yeah, so I'm going to send you this. I have 9 other webinars coming up, and they're very AI driven because everybody uses AI. So what I've done in the past 2.5 years, I studied everything there is to do with AI marketing. And I come from a place of technical side of things. So I can show you what you need to do to kind of get the best out of your AI usage. One other thing I wanted to tell you is that if you are using AI for content, make sure that your content is your content, and then put it in AI for any sort of a grammar or spelling check or optimization. Not necessarily something that AI has produced, something that you've produced, but you're allowing it to optimize it, if that makes sense. And program your AI prior to doing that to know what your brand is. Feed it all the information about your business and your brand before you go ahead and put anything in there, so that when you do get it to revise your content, it knows your brand and it knows what to avoid and what to pepper in more and add into it.
Okay. Thank you.
You're more than welcome. All right, so I am going to send you guys this presentation. I'm sorry, JJ, you came a little late, but we went through this, but I'm going to send you guys the recording. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions. If you want to do a one-on-one and ask anything, I'd be more than happy to answer them. Have yourself a wonderful day, everyone.